ESPN expounding a complaint that Dalton Schultz raised last year when he told Pat McAfee that playing for the Cowboys was like being in a zoo because tourists would walk through the facility and tap on the glass while he was trying to work out. Jaron Curse telling Kalen Kaler, quote, "That's not a reason why we didn't get over the hump, but I just don't think that really equates to winning. That has nothing to do with us winning the game." Jerry then said, look, he's never gotten a complaint, not one time. The most important thing is it wouldn't make any difference, period. Because overall, they're swimming against the stream. These tours are going to go on, bro. Your reaction to all of this?
This really sticks in my craw. I mean, I'm right. It's a classic one, right?
Okay,
I mean,
can I just say
I've been saying
quick?
for years.
You guys don't get the categories.
You I don't even know what the categories are. I think that's the one. I think that's the good one. All right,
you were just right.
But right, I was right. All right.
No,
but I've been saying this for years. He doesn't create a culture that's conducive to winning the big game, the Super Bowl. And he just said it. And he's the boss. He can do what he wants. It's his team. But when he said it doesn't even matter, if his captains, if Dak and Micah went to Jerry and said, Jerry, look, we love you, but I just think the tours, I think we could be a little more locked in if we didn't have people, watching us work out, watching us lift weights and all this stuff. I just think it'd be easier for us to focus. The fact that he would be like, well, tough, shows that he's about one thing, which is making the franchise as valuable as it can be, and he's done that, to his credit.
Branding,
And he's about his own personal attention, which he's done as well when he's on all these radio shows and TV shows talking when he shouldn't be. So Jerry Jones, he can talk all he wants about Super Bowls. I don't think that's not, and I felt this way before, but that's not the most important thing.
You're totally
It's correct. Money and attention.
Yeah.
Look, it's going to be, like you said, money. It's generating revenue. That's the ultimate goal for Jerry Jones. But for me, I got to be honest. This has nothing to do with wins and losses. Like, guys,
they're the only team that does it. Why doesn't everybody else do it?
Pause for a second. Every team has tours. It's now whether you're present. That's different.
That's it.
So like in Green Bay, in Minnesota, every team has tours.
Well, in Green Bay, you have to walk through the stadium to get to the bowling alley. So it's the only Miami. They don't.
But you guys aren't there for the tour.
Correct,
That's
for the
the
most
thing.
part.
Yeah.
And so I think what the players are complaining about is that they're present. They're actually going the training and they're doing things throughout the day that other organizations and teams and players have to do. Meanwhile, you have pedestrian fans who've paid for this experience looking and saying hi. That doesn't have any bearings on whether I'm going to be locked in or not, though. And so last year, how much of this did we hear? The year before, how much of this did we hear? Because they were 12, they were winning. And so you know what needs to happen?
Not in the big game,
No, but he's saying we didn't
hear any of this stuff. If this team was winning games and we even thought this team was really good and was going to make noise in the postseason, we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
So listen, people should read. I agree with you in part, but also the raw numbers of this are insane.
Yes,
because a ticket for the tour is $40. And it generated $10 million. So that means 250,000 people bought tickets. Now, keep in mind, some of the tickets are some of the tickets are $90, and those
in a year they generated $10 million.
But it's not about. And some of the tickets are $90, and you get to talk to hologram Jerry. That's true. That's included. It's a good deal. But also, of that $10 million, the Cowboys only get 160 grand. Because it's football revenue. So 48% goes to the players, 52% goes to the teams, divided by 32 is 160,000. So it's not really about money, it's about marketing. It's about making the Cowboys the biggest show in town. Which I had a light bulb moment when you were talking. You know who Jerry Jones reminds me of? Kevin Wildes.
What I do.
Because when you said if his captains came to him, he wouldn't listen. And the answer is no. Because Jerry is trying to serve the customers. even if it goes against what the actual goal is.
Oh, that's
and this is KW in the comments.
I knew it.
This is KW. So when I tell him, for the sake of the show, for what we're trying to do, it's best if you stay out of the comments. And KW's like, I'm in here with the customers. This is what the customers want. They're telling me they want me to do this, so I'm going to do
an art project.
No.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm trying to keep the lights on. Dude.
No.
What are you doing? Oh, we could get an Emmy, but no one wants. Four-time All-Pro, who has been hampered this year by knee injuries, a knee injury, and Will Levis, joins the Chiefs for a fifth-round pick. Here's D-Hop's numbers with the Titans. 8 total touchdowns. This year, only 1. Nick, your reaction to the new addition?
Well, listen, my reaction is, this is why Brett Veach is the best GM in football, and this is why the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Because while the rest of the league can overpay for guys of a similar caliber, and while NFL media can talk about Cooper Kupp can be had for the low price of a second-round pick, and he'll throw in his multiple ankle surgeries to go along with it. And Cooper Kupp's a great player who, unfortunately, you know what I mean, his body has betrayed him in a serious way the last few years. The Chiefs say, nah, we'll give you a fifth. Well, let's be honest, it'll be a fourth because the condition is make the Super Bowl, and we're going to do that for a guy who will just seamlessly fit into the role Rashee Rice was doing. You guys know I don't like older receivers, and I certainly don't like expensive.
31, right?
Exactly.
31 he's 32.
He's 32, and he's 32. He's the same draft class as Travis Kelce, but he's going to be making no money. It's a dozen game plus the Super Bowl run, so call it a 15-game commitment, and we know exactly what DeAndre is going to be doing. And it is because they don't panic and because they address a need without mortgaging the future that they can have the youngest defense in football also be the best defense in football. And listen, Brew, the Chiefs have a pretty good thing going, which is every year they scan the landscape and they say, hey, is there a wide receiver out there that is with a terrible organization with no quarterback? Would you like to come here for pennies on the dollar? And you know what we'll throw in? You get to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl and break a Super Bowl record. And 2 years ago, they scanned the landscape and said, Kadarius Toney, come on down. And he did. And he has the record for longest punt return in Super Bowl history and scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And last year, they scanned the landscape and they said, old friend McCole Hardman, are you wallowing away with the New York Jets? Why don't you come on down? And he did, and in the Super Bowl, he scored a touchdown and has the record for the only overtime touchdown in Super Bowl history. So this year, it'll be DeAndre Hopkins, who will, as a cherry on top of a Hall of Fame career, will get to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl, win a championship, and the Chiefs will give up the 124th pick of the draft for the pleasure of it. That's what it is.
Well, look, Brett Veach is great, obviously, but you left out a few names. The defense obviously is great. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Sure.
That's the thing. And DeAndre Hopkins obviously is not what he used to be, but when you put him in that offense, he's going to be productive. He's still, I think, better than Juju. And Juju, a couple weeks ago, had 8 catches for 130 yards.
And Juju's hurt now. Yep.
Yeah, so I think he will be productive. He will not be Rashee Rice.
No.
Rashee Rice was playing at a Pro Bowl level, if not higher, and leading the yards or right up there in yards after the catches. And that's not D-Hop.
No, I meant he just was going to play that role, the slot receiver.
Right, but he won't be taking that chip and taking it 30 extra yards, but he will be effective. And, yeah, they got better. They got better. I don't think a three-peat's guaranteed. You got to play the games, but they got better. And that's why I want to speak to my team.
Wow.
The Ravens. Don't stand pat.
Oh.
You just saw the Chiefs made a power move. Now you need to make a power move. This I don't even think would qualify as a power move, but I'm going to throw out Jadeveon Clowney. Go get him. He's wallowing in Carolina right now. They should be sending everybody out. Jadeveon was good for the Ravens last year, helped their pass rush, had 9.5 sacks. Go get him. They still get to the quarterback pretty well, but they'd be better with him. And maybe if you could, I don't know if you can get a defensive back.
I've got one for you. Do you have a name? Because I've got one.
I don't
for
have
you.
a name.
No, listen, I think for the right price, listen, I'm in a charitable mood. The Ravens need the help. It's fine.
I don't know if it's serious.
No, I'm being dead serious. Because it's a guy I'd like the Chiefs to go after because Jalen Watson just broke his ankle. You know, that was the injury this weekend with the Chiefs, their number 2 corner. Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore, who's excellent.